into the guard, into the service of the kingdom, to give him his clothes, they're going to have a homosexual encounter right there? And if they had a homosexual encounter, this is the language that the scripture is going to use to describe such? I mean, these people who say these things, homosexuals, the rest of them, listen, there's a lot of other issues that they can use, or other things they can use to, I won't say justify it, because many people have been abused, and, you know, many of them have been abused as children. Honestly, we understand that the Greeks like to have sex with little boys, and the Romans, and a lot of white upper class folks still do to this very day, and it takes place in a lot of European Anglo culture. Very sick. Now black people are beginning to learn and adopt all these kind of things too, so now white people can say, look, black folks doing the same thing, so what's the difference? There was a difference, and the time that we're looking at here in the Bible was a different time than today. So simply put, Jonathan and David were not homosexual. The gay word is too dubious. Gay used to mean happy. You understand? And still gay means that, but they've tried to say that if you are homosexual, you're happy, which is a whole other, that's a whole other level of mind control right there. That's a whole other level of psychotic embedding something on people's psychology. Let me go to the love of woman part, because that's the other part. People say, all right, you proved this one point, but you haven't proved this other point. So I think since you couldn't deal with the other point, so let's deal with the other verse. The other verse is in 2 Samuel 1:26. Here it says, I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been to me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of woman. That's supposed to be gay. That's supposed to be gay. And this is a lamentation. This is a mourning psalm, a psalm of mourning. So now a lot of the homosexual people out there basically say that David was crying over his fallen gay lover. Can we just say this is wrong? I mean, this is totally wrong. Look what David is saying. You want to hear the full song? The full song. The full song right here says from verse 17, and David lamented with this lamentation over Saul and over Jonathan his son. Also he bade them teach the children of Judah the use of the bow. Teach the children of Judah how to use the bow. You know what the bow is? The bow is like saying, teach them how to use the shotgun or the AK-47, or teach them how to use the automatic assault weapon or the Uzi or something like that. Back in those days and time, behold, it is written in the book of Jasher. Now, it is interesting because there's a whole controversy around the book of Jasher. There's a counterfeit book of Jasher running around out there, which is totally counterfeit. The book of Jasher is not the book of Jasher that people think. The book of Jasher out there that they recently said they discovered is a counterfeit. It has no Ethiopic authority. And we know that the Ethiopians are a warrior nation, so if a book of Jasher is out there with the bow, something that teaches this, then the Ethiopians would have it, as they have other books that is only known by name in European cultures until the time that they came into Ethiopia recently. But let's continue with this. Here is the lamentation of David for his brethren Jonathan. The beauty of Israel is slain upon thy high places. How are the mighty fallen? Tell it not in Gath, publish it not in the streets of Ascalon. Lest the daughters of the Philistines rejoice, lest the daughters of the uncircumcised triumph. Ye mountains of Gilboa, let there be no dew, neither let there be rain upon you, nor fields of offering. For there the shield of the mighty is vilely cast away, the shield of Saul, as though he had not been anointed with oil. For the blood of the slain, from the fat of the mighty, the bow of Jonathan turned not back, and the sword of Saul returned not empty. Saul and Jonathan were lovely and pleasant in their lives, and in their death they were not divided. They were swifter than eagles, they were stronger than lions. Ye daughters of Israel, weep over Saul, who clothe you in scarlet with other delights, who put on ornaments of gold upon your apparel. How are the mighty fallen in the midst of the battle? O Jonathan, thou wast slain in thy high places. I am distressed for thee, my brother Jonathan. Very pleasant hast thou been to me. Thy love to me was wonderful, passing the love of woman. How are the mighty fallen, and the weapons of war perished. Now, they want to tell us that this is some sort of eulogy to a gay lover or a homosexual lover. You got to be mad. Are you mad? Are you mad? You must be really trying to justify something. I'm not saying the ones who asked the question about Jonathan and David. I'm not saying that. I'm saying those who are out there actively trying to creep up into the Bible and twist and turn. We even heard one about Jesus or about Yeshua. They said, how could this man be around these 12 men? What do you think he was doing? Because they're coming from their pederasty culture. When you go back to Greek and Roman culture, they used to do a lot of stuff like that to each other. That was their culture. But it's not our culture. It was not the Hebraic culture either.
Ethiopia, ፈጥነሽ እጆችሽን ወደ እግዚአብሔር ዘርጊ በመከራሽ ዘመን የሚረዳሽ አምላክሽ ነውና ወደሱ ተጠጊ